What's up, yo? It's a boy, The Truth from the Crib Show, aforadio. We're here at Freedom Dance Studio with the man himself, B-boy Ronnie, rocking Full Force, Super Crew, and of course, Rebel BC1 All Stars. Not forgetting 7 Commandos.
Damn, yeah, those are on my crews. What's up, Malaysia?
So yeah, man. Let's get the obvious ones out of the way first. How did you find the Rebel BC1 Malaysian ciphers, and what to you was a Malaysian unique b-boy?
I thought that the competition yesterday was really dope. What I saw from all the b-boys that you don't normally get in some of the other countries that I've judged is everyone was like having fun, and they were feeling it, and they were vibing it, win or lose, you know, because a lot of times when you hear Rebel BC1 and you compete, you have b-boys that take it way too serious, which I respect a lot, but then you have to have that different element, you know. So I felt like a lot of b-boys, like, they were just having fun out there, they were vibing, and yeah. And as far as the b-boys that made it far and won, like Kenobu, he's like physically strong, and he just knew what to do. You could just tell that he was conditioned for a competition like this. So I think he's really going to do well at the APAC Regional Finals.
Word, nice. Shout outs to Kenobu. Congratulations. One other thing, when I was watching the battles yesterday, there was kind of a lot of split decisions. Like it was rarely unanimous. So what's your take on that, and what's your judging criteria?
Well, as far as the judging, I think a lot of times when it wasn't all unanimous, and I saw a lot of ties as well, like I had a few ties, was because a lot of the b-boys that ended up competing in the earlier rounds, a lot of them were kind of like on the same level. But towards the end, that's when it started to become more obvious, you know, like who the winner was. And I think just all of us have different styles and different, I guess, a way of battling, because I know Giant is more of a powerhead, so maybe he was going for someone with more dynamics. And you know, Felix, I know he's more style and footwork, and then I kind of generally look for everything beyond that, like character and stage presence. So, but I think for the most part, we did a good job as a judge panel, voting for the right person to represent Malaysia. And so I usually look for, yesterday, the winner ended up having everything I was looking for, from like execution. His execution was consistent throughout the whole event. His musicality was on point, like his character and stage presence was there. It's like anything that I would normally teach in the workshop, like he did. And what was cool too is he took my workshop the other day, and he did one of the moves I taught, which is really cool, you know. And yeah, so respect to him.
When b-boys go for workshops, for anybody's workshop, for example yours, and you teach them something, if they take that out of the workshop and competitions, is that considered biting? Like what's the fine line?
No, because I always tell him to, and just as long as, because that's what Kenobi do, he kind of gave credit, you know, for the move. But you know, anytime you learn a move, you get inspired. It comes from somewhere. So that's pretty much what I tell him too. If you see a move you like, just try to flip it, and if you do something similar, at least give credit to the person that made it up, or whoever you kind of got inspired by. So yeah, I saw that a lot too. You know, you could see b-boys and you could see where the inspiration comes from, and you could see them try to flip, you know, certain moves. But at the end of the day, like even myself, even though like I'm known for originality, like I have my inspirations and who I kind of not bit moves from, but kind of got the ideas from, you know. So that's what I always tell them, is just like, if I teach something, you know, like if you do the exact same move, at least give credit, and if you are flipping it, then just make sure you just try to, you know, because that's pretty much what I teach here. I teach like concepts and the mentality behind creativity and all that stuff. So, and I just tell them to apply it, because a lot of times now b-boys see move and they want to do exactly that.
What are your do's and don'ts in a battle for you personally?
Do's and don'ts. What I tell a lot of b-boys is, which, you know, it's a bad habit for a lot of us, is always looking down. You know, in the battle, you always want to keep your chin up. Don'ts. It's like a pet peeve of mine when b-boys wear hats and like they'll come off like in the middle of a round because it's so distracting, you know, like they're getting down, they're high, and you're just looking at their hat the whole time. So that's one thing that I always tell them, man, if you're gonna keep your hat on, make sure it's tight.
One tough question. A lot of in this day and age, with the internet and all the events around the world, they're being recognized globally, and they're getting a lot of old cats and OGs of the b-boy game come out and judge and teach and do workshops. With this, they come with a lot of debates and arguments about, because one guy might say this and another guy might say this, and they're both respectable OGs. So what would be your advice for people that are learning all these things and knowledge that they got from all these OGs?
It's crazy because everything you're asking now is a lot of things I would normally explain like in a workshop too. I tell in the beginning of a workshop, I tell them like, okay, this is the way I teach, you know, like every person that you're going to learn from is going to have their own method of teaching. They're all going to have their own philosophy, and what you have to do as a b-boy is to have an open mind, because that's the only way you're going to grow. If you stick to one person's philosophy and you go by that and that only, then you're just holding yourself back. You know, if you have tunnel vision, then you're never going to grow. So I tell them, just like, keep an open mind. You may not agree with all the b-boys that are teaching or all the philosophies, but just, you know, take it just so you can kind of figure out what fits you.
You've kind of reached a really high level in b-boying. I mean, you've done obviously Red Bull, you've been the champion of that, and you've been repping crews like Super Crew, and you won ABDC, and Seven Commandos with some of the best b-boys in the world. What to you is going to be your next level, or where you want to take it?
Well, you know, a lot of my accomplishments have come like maybe after 10 years of doing it, you know what I mean? So I kind of look at it like, man, you go to school to be a doctor, and before you get your degree, you know, you have to go through this process. So I kind of went through that process before I started repping hard with, you know, my original crew was Full Force, and then Super Crew was a collaboration of Full Force and Battle Monkey Knucklehead too. And then Red Bull BC when All Stars is pretty much like, you know, the crew I tour with, and we were like the ambassadors, we're the opinion leaders of BC1. And then Seven Commandos, that's kind of like a crew that like Hong Kong and Differ put together, and it was more about the style that we represent, you know what I mean? So it was a fun international collaborative crew. So each crew kind of represented something different, you know? So these were the crews that I wanted to represent, because I got to kind of express a different side of each crew. So now I feel that I kind of done all that, competition, or even like performing with Super Crew and Jabberwockies. So in Vegas, like I opened up a dance studio, and I also have an events company with my older brother, who's the founder of Full Force. So now the next, I guess, like next venture is to start doing more events, to start building a community, and of course like managing my studio, which I think is usually what the next step is for any b-boy that's older.
Just to pass down the
passing that torch down and just giving more opportunities, you know, because when I was younger, we didn't have these kind of opportunities. We didn't, you know, have a dance studio. We didn't get to learn from pioneers, you know, we had to learn on our own in our living room or in the garage or in my backyard. So we were doing it old school, and now we want to give opportunity to the newer generation, just so they know that, okay, you know, like b-boys from the generation before me opened up doors for us to do what we love. So now it's our turn to do the same for the young generation.
What would you say to those coming up that have been kind of doing it for a while, and they see people such as you, yourself, and other amazing talented b-boys, and such the explosive growth of amazing talent coming up now, dancers, and they see these dancers and they say, why should I continue this? I'm never going to be at that level.
Well, to be completely honest, if they have that mentality, then they probably aren't going to get on that level, you know? you have to just kind of, you have to shoot for the moon, and even if you fell off, you fall on a star. You know what I mean? So that's the mentality you have to have. You just have to keep believing, as corny as it sounds. And like I said, it took me over 10 years to actually start doing anything. And there's b-boys that haven't even been breaking 5 years, and they already expect to win a BC1. So I think what's really important is to have patience. Because you have to be very disciplined physically, mentally, to make it far in anything in life. You know, this is like a life lesson for people that are trying to pursue anything that they want to do, and especially b-boying, something that's it's still kind of new. You know, like when you compare it to any of the other dances or any of the arts, like our culture is still growing, and I think the only way it's gonna grow in a positive direction is if we keep that energy going. And you know how b-boys are, man. You get a lot of haters in our scene, so I think that kind of hinders us sometimes. Yeah. So in workshops, I just tell everyone, like, man, just focus on the positive side of things, and you know, just kind of get rid of all the negativity.
Cool. If you weren't a b-boying, like, or like if you end up slowing down or doing other stuff, what would you venture into besides b-boying or hip-hop in general?
If I wasn't, it's so crazy because this is like my livelihood, and like this is a big part. I've been doing it for more than half my life already. So if I wasn't doing this, like, I don't know, I probably would still be doing something where I'm able to express myself. You know what I mean? So maybe I'll still be in art. I'll still try to take on a craft that makes me me.
Not to say you stop b-boying, like right now, what would you venture into if it wasn't maybe if it doesn't have to be hip hop or b-boying, like something you're interested in?
Well, as a real career, I was about to pursue architecture. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's kind of crazy because growing up, I always loved drawing. I always loved art, and I was decent in math. So I was like, man, let me put the two together and just pursue architecture. But that's completely straying away from what I'm doing now. You know.
Would you say would you venture into graffiti, since you say you like drawing and stuff?
Wait, see, graffiti's still hip hop.
Yeah.
So if I was, for sure, I would. And I tried, you know, I used to tag a little bit. I wasn't good, but yeah, I probably would be a graphite right now. B-boys talk shit. You start talking shit about my crew. If I could battle someone, it would probably have been K-Mel, because at Red Bull BC1 2005, K-Mel was supposed to be there, but since K-Mel didn't come, Born took his spot, and I ended up battling Born the first round from Korea. So I always thought, I was like, man, how would that have been if I would have battled K-Mel the first round at Red Bull BC1 2005? You know, I probably would have gotten smoked, I don't know. It would be all the old school cats I looked up to, man. Like, you know, Romain, Ivan, Jazzy J from Renegade's crew. I don't know if a lot of people know who he is. But yeah, just some of the cats I looked up to. As much as I love hip hop, and I listen to a lot of funk, obviously because of breaking. I love like R&B music, man. Like, I'm a big fan of, like, you know, Robin Thicke, John Legend. Honestly, he's commercial now, but even Justin Timberlake is killing the game right now. So if I was stuck in the island, these are kind of music I would really listen to, just to, like, you know, keep my mind.
Tell the world, like, if they want to support you, how they're gonna reach at you or support what you're doing.
I don't know. Support me. Well, I don't have a Facebook, so if you're watching this, like, don't visit me on Facebook, because I'm sure there's a few fake accounts. But I have an Instagram and Twitter, Ronnie_FF. Follow Fork Production. You know, that's my company. District at DISTRCT. That's our IG. B-Boy Calendar is a project we're working on. And just follow the Vegas scene, man. I mean, that's the scene I'm trying to, you know, build right now and cultivate.
Anything up next for your crew or yourself, like in terms of events or anything special going on?
Well, something very special. Super Crew just won the North American qualifier for R16. So support Super Crew out there. I unfortunately won't be there because I got to judge somewhere else. I already committed to that. But yeah, support Super Crew. Hopefully they make it far because, American crews haven't been doing too good lately. So that's another thing we're trying to do. We're trying to bring USA back on the map. Hopefully that happens soon.
Speaking about that, did you like the movie Battle of the Year?
Yeah, I supported it a lot because, a lot of my friends are in it. And I like it for the simple fact that the B-Boys did a great job acting, the B-Boys were dope, but, other people might beg to differ.
Last question real quick. You've reached really, really high level, like I said before, but would you still go back to like really grassroots levels jams, or would you want to change or see something different in them?
I think it's still always important to kind of keep the preservation of like our raw scene. So we still try to do small jams in Vegas, and I still support the smaller jams, but it's a balance between both. Keeping it real and doing all the raw events, and also keeping it commercial, just to give opportunity for the mainstream to see our culture and to understand what we do.
Alright, on that note, this is B-Boy Ronnie repping Rebel BC1 All-Stars, Full Force, Super Crew, and 7 Commandos. This is your boy The Truth repping The Crib Show, aforadio.com. You know what it is.
Yo, what's up? B-Boy Ronnie here. Shout outs to The Crib Show on aforadio.com. Peace.